What's going on, everyone? So, Lauri Markkanen is, putting up Wilt Chamberlain numbers for Finland right now. It's ridiculous. In 3 games he's played, he's put up, ready for this? These are real numbers, by the way. I want to keep that in mind. 42 points, 12 rebounds, 3 3-pointers made, 31 points, 5 rebounds, 4 3-pointers made, 48 points, 9 rebounds, 7 3-pointers made. Right? He is right now averaging 40.3 points per game on 68.6% from the field and 53.8% from 3-point range. Now, these are exhibit games, but still, the guy is just otherworldly right now. The guy is shooting the absolute lights out right now, having himself quite the game, which obviously has created a little bit of buzz, a little bit of stir, right? And, of course, a lot of Laker fans are like, hey, go get Lauri Markkanen. Look, I regularly get comments from people that are like, what about Lauri Markkanen? We should go trade for Lauri Markkanen. I really like Lauri Markkanen. My problem with Lauri Markkanen, which, on paper, theoretically, he's exactly what this team needs. Sizable, versatile, floor spacing. Luka Doncic himself even talked about how he wanted a floor spacing big. He could be that. He's more of a 3-4 than he is like a 5. He does have the height to play the 5, so you could do kind of some small ball lineups and let him play the 5, but he's more of that 3-4 guy that you're slotting in. Problem is, right, and I'll get into the contract here in a moment because that's my biggest issue, but the problem is Lakers are going to be really good offensively. Maybe not as good as with Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen could be the difference maker. Man, imagine Lauri Markkanen in the Rui role. Sheesh, right? That'd be ridiculous. But Lauri Markkanen, one, is he your second guy? Because it's basically what you'd be paying him for. Right? Because again, you look at his contract, he's going to make $46 million. Let's get into the contract, and then we'll get into the other parts, right? So, and he's just getting into this contract, by the way. He's going to make $46.3 million this year, $46.1 million next, $49.8 million in year 3, and then $53.5 million year 4 at 31 years old, right? So you're paying him as if he's your first or second best player, paying him max contract. Couple of things. One, I don't think the Lakers would trade for him because his contract goes beyond 2027. However, he is a guy that is making enough money to where, and he is good enough and still young enough, 28, just turned 28. We also have the same birthday, by the way, of May 22nd. So that's fun. But he's good enough, and he's also, his contract's big enough to where if a Giannis or a, Nikola Jokic or something like that became available, right, you could kind of use him in a package like him and Austin Reeves plus, picks to go and get Lauri Markkanen. Honestly, I wouldn't hate, because you're going to have to pay Austin Reeves $30 million plus, right? I wouldn't hate maybe packaging Austin Reeves to go get a Lauri Markkanen, right? Problem is the issue with Austin Reeves is he's making so little. It was great when we needed him on a cheap contract, but now it's if you wanted to trade him, right? Lauri Markkanen, he's just better off ball, better shooting, better floor spacing, right? He's just a better natural fit with Luka and LeBron than Austin Reeves is, right? And then now you could have the defense in the starting. You could throw a Jared Vanderbilt out there and just have a big lineup of Luka, Jared Vanderbilt, Lauri Markkanen, and LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton. You could do something like that. And then now you have that defensive versatility. At least Lauri Markkanen's big, long, and versatile, right? You can score the basketball, rebound, do a bunch of stuff out there. And you could put LeBron at the 3 on defense, and then, LeBron at the 4 on offense type thing, and kind of have those flip-flops. But, what is the cost for Lauri Markkanen, right? Supposedly, there have been reports out of Utah that Danny Ainge kind of just wants to get off of him. They didn't really want to give him the contract, the max contract. They don't want to, they're not necessarily just going to give him away, but that if they could kind of get off of his salary, they'd do it. So maybe you could do something and put a package together. But the problem is, again, he's making $46 million. So you could even do Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, and that's still not enough until 30. I think he's $31 million. So So you'd have to do Rui Hachimura. You'd have to basically do Rui, Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent, and like Dalton Connect. And that would get you to what? Yeah, get you basically there to Lauri Markkanen. But then you also need to fill out your roster. You also need to, so, that's the problem, is that Lauri Markkanen's making so much money that like, is Lauri Markkanen worth trading for Austin Reeves? I think so, right? Just better natural fit. Again, I don't like how much Lauri Markkanen is being paid, but Austin Reeves isn't going to be, he might be, Austin Reeves could get as much as $50 million, right? But I look at kind of Lauri Markkanen, it's like he's just a better natural fit, right? And I think, you could do some stuff there. But, okay, problem is he's worth, okay, let's say Austin Reeves, sure. Is he worth Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura? Okay, maybe you say sure. Is he worth Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Gabe Vincent? Even just for depth purposes. Okay, well, is he worth Rui, Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent, and Dalton Connect? And then Utah's probably going to want a first in the deal, right? So, like, is he worth kind of giving up the star package for, right? Like, I don't know. To some people, yes. I just based on some of the comments I get about him, some people are yes. I just don't think so, because you need to clear salary. Because if you're going to do a 4-for-1 swap, Lakers already have an open roster spot. You need to clear off enough money to fill up at least 3 guys and then have money to when it gets prorated, sign that 15th guy. So you're probably not doing Dalton Connect. You're probably doing something like Reeves, Rui, Gabe Vincent, and a Maxi Kleba, right? Because then that would give you, what would that be, 30? That'd give you like $50 million, right? So you'd clear basically $4 million off your books, right? Almost $5 million off your books. And then you might still have to just salary dump Dalton Connect, right? And then, or you're doing a 3-team trade, right? And maybe somebody like, I don't know, Brooklyn's taking Connect, right? Like, hey, here you go, take Dalton Connect. And they just take Dalton Connect for facilitating the trade, or maybe throw in a second, or maybe you're doing like Maxi Kleba and throwing in a second in order to make that happen, right? Like if I'm trading for Lauri Markkanen, I'm not giving up my first, right? Like, cause it wouldn't make sense, right? And also you'd have to trade Austin Reeves to go get him. Because that's the other thing you got to keep in mind, which I'm not against trading Austin Reeves. I mean, if you're familiar with me, you're familiar with this channel, I'm not against trading Austin Reeves at all. It's just, is Lauri Markkanen worth, like, not is he worth Austin Reeves, but is he worth the price that you're paying for him, right? And is he the second guy? Because, again, you're paying him $40+ million to be that guy for you. And it's just, you can't just go do that and then like go sign another max guy. So it's like, is Lauri Markkanen and Luka Doncic, is that good enough as a pairing? I mean, Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic were good, but that was, there's a lot of issues with that, you could argue. But I like Lauri Markkanen. I don't want to undersell Lauri Markkanen. I mean, the guy's great. I mean, even just on the surface, he averaged 19.6 rebounds, 1.5 assists on 42.3% shooting last year. Right? I'm talking about a guy 7 feet, could slot in 3 through 5 for you. Again, kind of more that 3-4 guy, but he can in a pinch slot in at the 5. He's, Luka Doncic told Rob Pelinka that he wants to see that he wants kind of that floor spacing big man. Well, you have Max Kleba, turning Maxi Kleba into Lauri Markkanen can make some sense. I mean, Lauri Markkanen is just going off insane. If I'm being honest, 1, I don't think the Lakers would do it. 2, I don't think the Lakers should do it. As much as I like the idea of Lauri Markkanen, I think he would be fun. I think him as like your 3rd option or 4th, maybe even potentially your 4th option, depending on DeAndre Ayton. And it'd be nice because in a post-LeBron era, right, you'd have Lauri Markkanen that you could slot in. Right, so you could have Lauri Markkanen slot in at your 4, and then a Jake LaRavia or a Adu Thero or Jared Vanderbilt, somebody like that slot in at your 3. So even like, let's say after this season, if LeBron really does leave and retire, you can just move Lauri Markkanen down. And now you have Lauri Markkanen and DeAndre Ayton as your, 4-5 with Luka Doncic, and then have like a Jared Vanderbilt and a Jake LaRavia or something like that as your 2 and 3, and have just like a big versatile lineup, right? You can kind of, again, be creative in that regard. But I want to get into the numbers with Lauri Markkanen real quick, because again, if I'm being honest, I don't think he gets traded. This kind of just more of just a fun conversation, and because he's just tearing up the Eurobasket right now, it's just like, yeah, maybe he is worth the trade. Maybe he is worth at least the conversation. But you look at games played. Games started last year, 47 games played, 47 games started, right? Now, to be fair, last year, Utah literally set their starters for like weeks at a time. Like, that's not an exaggeration. Like, they literally set them like their entire starting unit. I don't know how they got away with it and didn't get fined, because they set like literally all their guys for like weeks at a time. We're talking about like blatantly tanking. However, Lauri Markkanen, for his career, is not a guy that plays a ton. The most games he's ever played in a season was his rookie season, in which he played 68 games. So it's another thing too you got to keep in mind. You're paying him a lot of money to play at best 68 games. If he's giving you about 68 games a season, okay, fine, right? But again, you look at the last few years, 47 games, 55 games, 66 games, okay, right? Slightly over that minimum threshold. But then 61 games, 51 games, 50 games, 52 games, 68 games, that's great. So something you got to keep in mind. But look at his minutes per game, 31.4 minutes per game. He got 14.9 field goal attempts per game, which is good. I mean, you're talking about, third, fourth option type of field goal attempts, right? You look at like kind of like Reeves and his field goal attempts. He's getting, I think it's like 1.5 more than this. Like he's, Rui's getting, like 10 attempts. So, that 15 range is actually pretty good. Which is actually down from the last 2 years in Utah, by the way. He was 16.2 and 17.3, but he shot 43% from the field. His three-point percentage, though, dropped. His three-point percentage dropped to 34.6% on 8.5 attempts, so almost primarily a three-point shooter. But, again, in his defense, the previous 2 years, on 8 attempts each year, he shot 40% and 39.1%. So he's a career 37% three-point shooter on 6.8 attempts. So you also got to keep in mind, he'd be playing alongside Luka Doncic and LeBron James. The quality of looks, the quality of attempts that he would get is just, I mean, it's unlike anything he's getting right now. So something else to kind of keep in mind. 2-point percentage. On 6.4 attempts, he's averaging 52.5%, which again was down from last year, on more volume, 8.2 attempts the previous year at 56%. EFG of 52.1%, which again is down. It's actually his fourth lowest. It's the lowest he's had in the last 5 years. So it's something to kind of keep in mind too, right? Because he's getting a new contract, having the decline, that it's scary. Free throws. 4 free throw attempts per game. He shot 87.6%, so that's pretty good. And he's a career 3.6 free throw shooter. Grabbed 5.9 rebounds, so basically 6 rebounds, 1.5 assists, a steal, half a block, and 19 points per game, which again is down from the previous 2 years, in which he averaged 23.2 points and then 25.6 points. And then even rebounds, he averaged 8.2 and 8.6 with 2 assists each of those seasons, a full steal, and half a block. Right, so again, his production dropped even further compared to the last 2 years. But again, I like Lauri Markkanen. If you could basically just get him for salary, I'm not giving up my first for sure. It's just so you're giving up Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura. I mean, Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura are giving you more production than what Lauri Markkanen would be getting. It's just kind of more that long-term play and just fit and whatnot, right? Like, so it's just, I don't know. And it's like, okay, well, what else could you get is the other thing too. I just don't think that they need a Lauri Markkanen, right? Like, I think an Andrew Wiggins again, not saying that Andrew Wiggins is a better player than Lauri Markkanen, I just think he makes more sense because of the defense and the athleticism and the two-way versatility and whatnot. I think Lauri Markkanen's kind of the last thing that the Lakers need. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out as we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.